Hello? Hello? Is it okay now? Is it okay now? Okay, great, great. Okay, I changed my microphone. Okay, that's great. Okay, thank you. This is the outline of my lecture at this time. Totally 5 parts. The first 4 hours. The second one is about the regulations and laws in different countries or regions, including US, UK, Hong Kong, of China, and Japan, about the land use in urban areas. The third part is something with the land uses along urban rail transit lines, especially around the rail stations, how to utilize the land around a rail station. Okay, the first part is the passengers coming into or going out of an urban rail transit station. What kind of land use type we should focus on to judge, to forecast where the passengers are from which type of the land use and how big is the scale and what is the intensity of the land use development. And then we can prepare well proper transport capacity and the proper rail station capacity. And at last, let's get some summary. Okay, about this lecture, I will introduce many experiences in different countries and different regions, including China. Okay. First of all, let's discuss some urban development mode. Okay. Let's have some imagination here. We have a city or we have a region. Okay, we have this is an area or this is a city. Okay, the black thin lines represents the common roads or streets. Okay, the black thick lines you see here, this one, and this one, they represents the highway. Okay, highway means the roads connecting different cities. Okay, including the freeway, including the expressway. Okay, and the yellow dots here represent the activity center of people inside the city or inside this area. Okay, the bigger the dot is, means the more activities happens here. Okay, if the dot is small, it means fewer, less activities happening here. Okay. And before we can discuss this urban form, can you tell me what is a city center? Okay, what is a downtown? Can you tell me? City center or downtown? In your opinion, what kind of something is the city center? Hub of commercial activity, where most of the business are. Okay. You're right. City center or downtown is not the geometric center of a city. It's not the geometric center of an area. It's the central part of most of the activities happen. Okay? Now tell me, can you find a city center, a very strong city center inside this city? Can you find a very strong city center in this city? Can you find? What population is available? I have explained. A city center means most of the activities of people inside this city happening here. This means city center. Okay? And my question is, Can you find the city center? Can you find the downtown of this city? Can you? Yes or no? First section of highway. There are two activity centers in the graph. No. No city center. First of all, you need to remember, city center is not the geometric center of a city. The second, city center is the place where most of the activities of people here happening. Okay, so if this is a city, there is no city center because the activities of people are distributed everywhere. Okay, so we call this urban form motorized form. What does it mean, motorized form? Let's have some imagination. If you live inside this city, the most convenient travel mode is what? What is your favorite travel mode? What is your most convenient travel mode inside this city? Tell me. No city center. Yeah, car. No city center means the activities of people are distributed everywhere. And then you cannot gather people around, for example, a station, a stop. And then it is very hard to have a metro line, a bus line, because you cannot have a very strong passenger support. So inside this city, the most convenient travel mode is your private car. So this urban form, we call it motorized form. Why motorized? Because driving my car is the most convenient. Okay, why? Because activities are distributed everywhere. Why? Why activities are distributed everywhere? Because the land uses are not gathered. Land uses are distributed everywhere, not centralized. Okay? Why activities here? Why activities here? Why activities here? Because, for example, maybe here a big commercial center, maybe here a big factory, maybe here a entertainment infrastructure, maybe here a streets full of restaurant. So, because the land uses are scattered everywhere, the activities are scattered everywhere. So we cannot have a very strong center. We have no opportunities to have our metro line, bus line together, to have a very strong passenger support. So the most convenient travel mode inside this city is your private car. We call it motorized urban form because the land uses are scattered everywhere. Activities then, as a result, are scattered everywhere. And then we have no city center. And then you'd better drive your car. Okay? Most of the cities in US, I mean the small cities or medium-sized cities in US are like this. So most of the people in such a city, well, in such a city in US, they will drive their car. This is the key reason, okay? No others, okay? How about this one? Here, the black thin lines represent the streets. The black thick lines represents, for example, the freeway or the expressway connecting different cities. But through the city center, now we have the city center, right? Can you see it? We have the city center now. And we have opportunities to have our transit lines. The black dot lines here, here. These two lines represent the transit lines. Okay, maybe a BRT, maybe a light rail. Okay, maybe a metro line. Why? We have city center. We can gather people together. The transit lines may have the strong passenger support. Okay, we have enough passengers for these two lines. Okay, but it is still called weak center form. The center is not strong. Why? Can you tell me why? The city center is not strong. First, you can also find activity centers here, 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 here. Activities are scattered. Yes, still scattered. This is one of the reasons. There is the second. The second is more important, more organized than motorized form. Yes, more organized than motorized form, but it is still called weak center form. Why? Listen to my question carefully. Okay? Why it is called weak? First, just now someone told me that the activities are still scattered. Yes? But it's still weak. Why weak? Let me tell you. You can tell me. Tell me. You can drive your car to everywhere, right? To the city center and leave this city, right? So the center of this city has no strong attraction. You can come to the center by driving your car freely, and you can leave the city by driving your car. Inconvenience. But if you want to take a bus to get into the city or to other activity centers, no, not convenient. Driving your private car is still very convenient to every activity centers, including the central area. We call it weak center form. Why? Because besides the land use in the central part of this city, there is still scattered land use around the city center. Let's check the next one. You can understand this one. Less connection of roads. Yeah, less connection of the roads. But if you drive your car, it's okay. But if you take, for example, a bus, you cannot get here, here, here. Still cannot. Right? Let's check the next one. After checking the next one, you can fully understand this one. This one is called strong center form. Tell me, listen to my question. Can you drive your car very fast into the city center? Can you drive your car very fast into the city center or leaving this city very fast by driving your private car? Can you tell me? Yes. Why? No. Why? Tell me. Yes. Hello? It's busy and a rushed area, congested? No, due to the concentrated population. Only one road. So no. No, because it will be highly congested. Why? Yes. Watch carefully. This one, black thick lines represent what? Highway, expressway, freeway. But can you find Can you find the expressway or freeway or highway inside the city center? Can you? No. Yes. No. But look at this. Can you find the freeway inside the city center? Can you? Yes. This is the key reason. Okay? Strong center form. Okay? If you drive your car into the city center, it will become inconvenient. Yes. Very inconvenient because you must utilize what? Common street or common road. Okay? You cannot drive very fast because the highways will stop outside the city center. Okay? Another point. Tell me, inside the city center, is it convenient for you to utilize the public travel mode? Is it convenient for you to utilize the transit lines in comparison to private cars? Here, this part. Yes. Yes. You're right. If you live in the city center, you want to go to somewhere, if you take transit lines, it's very convenient. But if you drive a car, sorry, you will find that you can drive only very slow. Okay, not convenient. So in this way, you cannot leave, especially the city center, very easily. If you come into the city center, if you utilize a private car, it's not convenient. But if we want to leave the city center or come into the city center by utilizing public travel modes, especially transit lines, it will be convenient. So this urban form means strong center form. The center has a very strong attraction. Very strong attraction means we have our opportunity to develop our public travel modes, including metro, railway, light rail, BRT, and common bus. Okay? Strong action, strong attraction. Why strong? Because the land uses here are different to here, different to here. Okay? Until this time, you need to you may understand what decide the travel mode characteristics. What can decide the travel mode? What can decide the majority of your travel modes? What? Land use. Okay? Understand? Can you understand? Land use decide the travel mode attribute. Okay? What kind of land use a city has, and then what kind of travel attribute this city has. Okay? Maybe sometimes you can find that, wow, this city, you watch TV, nobody tells you this is a Japanese city, this is a Chinese city, this is American city, this is Pakistan city, but you can understand it even without explanation. This is a city where I know. Okay? Nobody tell you. You know why? This is why. This is why. You discover the land use characteristics. Because of land use characteristics, you find that most of people will use what kind of travel modes. And then you understand, okay, This is a city in Pakistan. This is a city in China. This is a city in Japan. This is a city in US when you are watching your TV. Okay, this is the reason. Land use decide transport attribute. Okay, this one, traffic limitation form. Listen to my question very carefully. Okay, my question is, can you drive your car to the very center of the city? Tell me. Can you drive your car to the very center of the city? No. No. Yes. No. No. Why? Why? No matter highways or common streets for cars disappear at the central part of this city. Okay? The roads or routes here only for what? For transit lines, for public travel modes. So this urban form, we call it traffic limitation form. Okay, traffic limitation form. Limit what? Limit private car utilization. Okay. In fact, this is also the map of the integrated transport system in London. Okay, and you can understand what is park and ride. Drive your car to the place where you can park your car here, and then take the metro train to get into the city to work in the morning, and then take the bus or the metro train back here to have your car drive back home. Park and ride means, first, this city has the urban land use type of traffic limitation. Okay, without the traffic limitation urban form, you cannot have the park and ride. Okay, do you understand? Do you understand? Yeah. Okay, thank you. So still that old saying, land use decide transport attribute. What is transport attribute? What kind of travel mode? What kind of travel mode most people choose? This is called the most important transport attribute. Okay. So here, urban land use decide urban transport. Just now I have explained this side. But we still have this side. Urban transport attribute reinforce the urban land use characteristics. Let's go back. If you live inside this city, you prefer private cars, and then most people choose private cars. This will cause the land use more scattered. Understand? Interdependent. Yes. If you live inside this city, okay, the land use characteristics decide that you choose your private cars. If you choose your private cars, and then you go to everywhere, the land use will be more scattered. If you live inside this city, and then you choose public travel modes, you choose metro line, you choose metro, you choose bus, and then more concentrated land use. So we have this one and this one. Land use decide urban transport. Urban transport reinforce urban land use. They interact with each other. Within these interactions, we have our city format. Why cities in Pakistan are like that? Why cities in China are like this? Why cities in European countries are like that way? This is the reason. Can you understand? Okay? This one is important. This one will enforce. If you choose wrong land use type, and then you have wrong urban transport. Wrong urban transport will have worse land use. Worse land use will have a disaster of urban transport, and then much worse urban land use. If you choose right urban land use form, and then you have very good urban transport choice, and then it will improve the urban land use form, make it more convenient, more efficient, and then you have more entertaining urban transport operation, and then better urban land use. So start from here. You will choose a good circle or bad circle, as you like. First, decide the urban land use, okay, in the first place. Okay, this is the urban form. Remember, this one is the key point, and this one will reinforce this one. Can we alter a row circle subsequently? Can we alter a row circle subsequently? No. No. First, land use will decide. You change this, cannot change this. You can only reinforce this. Okay. Okay, the second part in my forwards is that a bit rent theory is, in fact, it's a economic theory, but it's very useful for our urban or regional development planning or operation. What is bit rent theory? This is the city center. This is downtown, okay? And this one represents the distance from city center, okay? The distance from city center. And this one is the bit rent. Bit rent means the maximum rent that a potential user will be willing to pay for a site or location. Or you can regard it as the rent of your house, okay? Within different distances, the price and the distance follow different lines. And then we can get this curve. This is called bit price curve or concentric urban areas curve, okay? This is for one city center. If a city has two city centers, and then we have this one, okay? Can you understand? If one city has only one center, and then we have this figure, okay? If a city has two city centers, for each city center, we have this one, okay? This is the price, this is the distance from the city center. So cities in developed countries and the regions for R1, R3, R2, R3, R4 will have different land use types, okay? And because of different land use types, different land use scale, different land use intensities, they have different populations. For R1, pay attention, it's a city in developed countries, okay? For example, maybe New York or Chicago or London or somewhere else in developed countries. R1 is large commercial area. R2 around the city center. R2 mixed slum housing and scattered business. Very small shops, very small restaurants and slums. Okay, in R2. R1 large commercial. R3 low and middle income residents. R4 is upper income single family, not married, single. Okay. R5 high income suburban commuters. Rich people living here. Poor people here. Here, nobody at night. Okay? Nobody at night. How about in your country? For example, in the capital of your country. In the capital of your country. How about in R1? Who is here? Did you check? R1? In comparison, expensive. Yes, expensive. Somebody live here? For a big city in US, European country, or somewhere else, for developed countries, R1 is a large commercial area. Large commercial, no livelihood. So in the evening, it's very dangerous here. Yes, very dangerous. Many criminals. So in the evening, after 8 o'clock at night, after 8 o'clock in the evening, never go to the city center. For example, in Chicago, in Philadelphia, in American City. Because the land use there. Okay, R1. How about in your country, R1? Somebody live here? The capital of your country. R1. Who is there? Is this still large commercial? Yeah, mixed. All mixed together? R1, R2, R3, R4, R5? I don't think so. Maybe in the capital of your country, R1 live the richest people. Am I right? Am I right? The richest people there. Yes. How about R2? I live in R2 of the capital. You live in you live in R2. I'm sure you're not in slum area. Because it's not a city in the developed country. I mean, it's different. In developed country and developing country, okay, a city around the city center, totally different distributions of people. This is the case. This is the case of a city in developed country, not for developing country. I just want to know in your country, the capital, R1 is for our richest people, R2, richer or common people here? Where is the large commercial area in your country? In R1 or R2? Can you tell me? Here is opposite. R5 is the poorest. Yes. Yes, that's true. Yeah. R2, R3, R4. How about in your country? It's different. If it is the same, it will be strange. It will be absolutely different. Let's check Beijing, okay? Cities. The more you are near the center, the more expensive. Yes. Okay. How about Beijing? Let's check. Maybe similar to your country. R1. large commercial area, but very safe and rich people. Okay. R2, low and middle income commuters and scattered business. R3, high income family. Maybe these families do not belong to this city, but they live here sometimes. Okay, can you understand? Yeah. R4, upper income residents. People here are residents of this city, and they have comparatively high income. R5, low and middle income residents. Is this similar to your country? Is it? Which part is different? Similar. Almost. Yes. This is the case of a big city in a developing country. Okay? Because the land uses in different part are totally different to the case in the city of a developed country. Okay? Why? Land uses. Let's have some imagination. If we enlarge the concentric area, and then this curve will move to this side, right? This curve move to this side, and then the central part will become very big, right? What will happen next? If the city center becomes bigger, bigger, and bigger, what will happen next? Tell me first. Is the land use intensity here high or low? Tell me here. Intensity, high or low? Yes, city size increase, but I'm asking here. Is this intensity, the city center intensity, land use intensity, high or low? This part. High. Yes, very high. Because it's the central part. Land use type, land use scale, land use intensity. Okay, you need to consider these three elements. Land use scale now becomes bigger. Land use intensity, very high all the time. And what will happen next if the city center becomes from this small to this big? Large scale, high intensity land uses means more people will be gathered here, work or have their activities here. And then traffic congestions will be happening here mostly, right? But maybe you have heard about one propagation or one concept or one idea means we need a compact city. But remember, compact city is true. It's right. We need compact city. But it's for European countries. It's for US cities. Okay? Not for Asian countries, not for Asian cities. Because we were concentrated from the beginning. For the cities in developed countries, the central part, not that compact. They need to compact. They need to become compact. But for Asian city, for nation city, we were originally compacted. If we make our city center very big, And then we have the traffic congestion, more serious traffic congestion, very serious. So this is the first idea I need to tell you to remember. Never make the city center too big for a city in Asia, because we were compacted. Compacted, big scale means a disaster. Okay? But somebody will ask me previously, well, the city need to grow. We need to develop our city. How? This is how. Never make one center of a city too big. If the city wants to grow up, make more centers. Okay? Make more centers and connect different centers with railway, with metro lines, with light rail, with BRT. Never make these centers together like this. Okay? Then we will face up to a big disaster, very serious traffic congestion. This polycentric urban area consisting of compact core and subcentral zones with rational sizes. This urban form is regarded as the most sustainable urban form, and railway play the main role to sustain this sustainable urban form. Okay? If city population grows, do we need to expand city or go for a new city? I'm telling you, are you listening to me? The city grow up, never make the city one center, make multi-centers for one city. Okay? You understand? Okay, thank you. I'm always telling you this. Okay, this is one center. Never make one center of a city too big. If the city wants to grow up and population grows up, okay, make more centers and connect different centers with railway lines, metro lines, or sometimes BRT. If not that many will. Oh my God. Not new cities. Are you listening to me? Are you joking? Kidding, tap? Wow. Is it necessary for me to explain to you one by one? New centers, not new cities, okay? New centers for one city, okay? The biggest problem of a city in Asia, maybe you have found that one city, only one center. It will be a dead way. Because if one city has only one center, you don't change, and then you will find that more and more serious traffic congestion, more and more noise pollutions, more and more air pollutions will be happening here because the city center will grow up. If we want to solve the problem of population growth, the city growth, okay, and then make more centers of a city to make the urban form of our city as this polycentric urban area, okay, and never make different urbanized area together. Divide them and connect these different urban areas with railway, BRT, metro lines. And inside each central area, we also need the very strong public travel modes, buses, BRT, like this, inside each urbanized area. Okay? Can you understand? Hello? Yes, okay, thank you. Let's have some other imagination. What will happen if rents are increased? Rents are increased means this curve will move upward. Okay? And then what will happen? For example, you live here, and then previously you pay this. And then at this time, you pay this. What will happen next? What will you do? Previously, you live here. Previously, you pay this. And now you pay this. What will you do? Shift from here to where? This way or this way? Move away from the commercial area. Yes. And R5 is expanded. And what's the next? If you live here, previously you pay this, and then now you pay this. What will be the next? People here will move this way or this way. Next, this way. So, right side, yes. And then, look at here. Look at here. The city center becomes big. And then more noise, more jams, more dirty air. Okay? So, what we should do? Controlling the price of housing, controlling the housing price is not only good to the living of people, but also good to urban traffic. Do you agree? This part becomes big, it will be disaster. Never make one center too big. Remember? Have new centers. Okay? Do you understand? We need to control the price of housing. Okay? Do you understand how to control the price of housing? It's another topic. It's another topic. It's the topic of your government, not yours. You are major in transportation. That's the work. That's the work of the financial or economic minister of your country, of your city. But from the perspective of transportation planning, we need to tell our government, control the price of housing, or you will have a very bad transportation operation. Okay? Not only very low living standard of people, but also bad urban traffic. First, if you have the housing price increasing dramatically, the city center will be enlarged. City center enlarged means more activities there. More activities there means serious traffic congestion, serious air pollution, serious noise. Already have bad transport system in urban. Really? In your country today? Hello? Yes. If this has already happened, control. Because This explanation will be continuing all the time. This part maybe becomes this big next step. Worse. Understand? Do you understand? Similar to Beijing. Similar to Beijing. Beijing now, this one happened. Now we are controlling. Because if you don't, and then this part will become this big. Will become worse, 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 and worse. Okay? It will never stop. So this one happened, stop. At least we can prevent much more serious future. Okay? For a new city, start from this to have this. For no city, stop and build new centers. Okay? You understand? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's have another explanation. What will happen if rents are decreased? Decreased means this curve will move downwards. What will happen? What will happen? If you live here, previously you paid this. Now you pay this. What will happen? Are you going to move inside? Is it? Are you going to? Or stay where you are? You live here. Now you pay less. Are you going to move inside or stay where you are? Tell me. Move towards center. Stay where you are. You will not, most people will not change their house, will not change their apartments. And they are very happy. Now I live where I am. I pay less. I have a happy life. So expansions of zones are controlled. In other words, the expansion of the city center will be stopped. Okay? Do you agree? Okay. Oh. So remember, in this urban form, polycentric urban form, with multi-centers for this big city, okay, urban rail transit play essential roles to connect different centers. Strong supports of trip demands are dispensable. If the travel demands between different centers is strong, let's have the railway or metro lines. Okay, if not very strong, and then BRT or common bus. Okay. In China, if we want to have some construction of a metro line or urban light rail, and then we need to do according to a very serious law. The requirement to the demand for the trips, if a metro line is built in China, the demand in one direction exceeds 30,000 trips in rush hour. If less than 30,000, then it is not allowed to build a metro line. This is what I say, strong supports of demand, okay, to connect the different centers. How about in your country? Do you have such a law? This is for metro lines. This is for light rail. If we want to construct one light rail lines, the demand in one direction exceeds 10,000 trips in rush hour. Okay. No benchmark. Okay. uh, Question. Where does the trip demand originate from? This is a rail line inside a city. Okay. This is a station. This is a station. This is a station, another station. Okay. Where are the passengers from? Where are the passengers from? From here? We're far away from the metro line? Or from here? Where are the passengers from? Where do the passengers originated from? Do you know that? Usually the near ones from stations. Yeah. Around each station, types, intensities, and the scales of land uses within a certain area centered by a station will generate passengers. Types, intensities, scales of land uses within a certain area centered by a station will generate passengers. High intensity, large scales, for example, commercial land use will have more passengers. Okay. Low intensity, small scale, only for residential area around the city, around a station, then less passengers. Okay. Rational integrated development of the urban rail transit lines and land uses around stations according to their designed capacities of services. What does it mean? First, consider the capacity of a station. The capacity of a station determines what kind of land use around the station should have and how big. And we believe it's about 800 meters. Okay. I don't know the case in your country. Okay. Can you tell me? Do you have some study of this? If no, maybe in the next step, you need to investigate. Okay. In this way, only in this way, you can grasp the core idea of the locations the passengers are from. Okay. Avoid this or this or this or this. Avoid this, avoid this, avoid this. For this one and this one, what happened? Land uses around stations, too small scale, too low intensity. Okay, not suitable type. For this and this, too big scale land uses around stations. Okay, and too high intensities. Also, not suitable land use type. We need to avoid these two extreme cases for the land uses around each station. According to what? According to the capacity